Alright, hey guys, we're back for another Terraria episode. It's been a little bit. It was kind of boring that last time, but you can see now that I do have the Daedalus Stormbow. I got it actually only one mimic after I stopped recording, so it was a bit of a waste to stop recording there, but yeah. So the Daedalus Stormbow, this is what it looks like when you shoot, it shoots from the sky. It's horribly inaccurate. Like you see, I move my mouse and it takes forever for the arrows to travel to where my mouse are. But that's what, but of course to make up for that, it has crazy damage output. But um, that lack of accuracy is actually kind of inconsequential when you're fighting the destroyer, because the destroyer is so humongous that pretty much all of the arrows can hit it. So you don't really have to worry about the inaccuracy on the destroyer, which makes the Stormbow a very good weapon for the destroyer. I'm gonna make the Molten Quiver right now. It's a neat accessory. What it does is, well, so the quiver itself is just a good bow weapon, but you can see the arrows are moving considerably faster now. But the molten part of the molten quiver makes all of my wooden arrows into fire arrows. And I get free wooden arrows from the quiver, so I just have endless fire arrows now. So this is what my main weapon is going to be looking like for a little while. So I've got my free Onyx Blast, and I've got my free fire arrows. Do I have a Destroyer summon? I'm gonna head over my sword system and see you guys in a sec. Oh yeah, by the way, when I was killing mimics, well, I was killing the biome mimics. I just happened to find a normal mimic, and one of the normal mimics dropped a Philosopher's Stone. It's a pretty useful item, so I decided to keep it. The Philosopher's Stone makes it so that you have a shorter cooldown on your healing potions, but you can combine that with the regen band to make a Charm of Myths. That's a very nice regeneration-based accessory. So now I have the shorter time between taking healing potions, and I have permanent regeneration. So that's just a very good accessory for keeping you alive. If you do get what was it called? If you get the Philosopher's Stone, I strongly recommend that you make that, but you don't really have to, because the regeneration is more important than anything else. Oh, it's menacing, that's neat. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a sec again. Okay, it looks like I don't have a Destroyer summon, so I'm probably going to have to do this the old-fashioned way, where I make a Destroyer summon from scratch. I believe that's going to take me Souls of Night. I'll check over the guide to see what I need. So each of the three mechanical boss summons needs some combination of souls. So here it is. So I need... Alright, it's 9 of each type of soul. So I'm going to need... What is it? I'm just going to need 9 of each type of soul. So I'll see you guys in a sec once I get those. Oh, by the way, while I'm grinding through these souls, take a look. The Stormbow is completely useless underground. You do not try to use this bow underground. Underground, if you try to use the bow, it's just going to like spawn the arrows inside of blocks, and then it'll end up being useless for you. Oh, hey. So you can find parties sometimes. So in order to get a party to spawn in your world, what you need is to... Oh, we got 10 souls too, so that's nice. So when your NPCs, every once in a while, if you have a party girl in your world, then there will be a party. And if you talk to the party girl during a party, you get a slice of cake. And then the slice of cake is like a mildly useful item. You can place it, and it's a bit like it's a bit like the bewitching table in that it gives you a buff that you can use as many times as you want. So I just click on this, and I get this buff, which gives me more movement and mining speed. The movement speed is actually pretty useful for bosses, so I probably will be using that for future fights. It's not something I go out of my way for, but it is nice to have. So yeah. You can see here, Mechanical Worm. You need Vertebra. If you're playing in a Corruption world, then you need Rotten Chunks instead of Vertebra. And then it says any iron bar that is iron or lead, and then specifically a Soul of Night. So yeah, I'll craft that. So I'm going to need some more Souls of Night and Light later for the other 2 mechanical boss summons, but this is the only mechanical boss I'm going to be fighting right now. So I'll start preparing my inventory, and then I'll talk to you guys at the next important thing. Alright, my inventory is nice and sorted now. So I've got my Stormbow, I've got all my potions set up. You notice this time I'm bringing in 1 extra potion for the Destroyer fight. That's the Archery Potion. For the previous battles, I've been going... Oh yeah, I also had an Archery Potion for the Wall of Flesh, I think. But the Archery Potion is just really good for bows. It basically gives you an extra version of the quiver. So you can see the quiver here goes 10% arrow damage, 20%... Oh, and increased arrow speed. So this is basically a second quiver that you can get in potion form, which is pretty nice. So I will be using all of those for the Mechanical Worm, but there is one more thing I gotta do for Mechanical Worm before I get to fighting it, and that is actually getting special arrows. So I'm probably gonna head over to the surface. I'm gonna head over to the surface Hallow, because I want to fight some unicorns actually. So there's these special arrows. I think they're called holy arrows. You get them with pixie dust and unicorn horns, and you can only find unicorn horns by killing unicorns. So pretty much, oh, ow, I'm going to be sitting in this hallowed biome just waiting for unicorns to spawn. So yeah, I'll see you guys if the unicorn spawns. Well then, so I spent a little bit, I was grinding, and then I came back and I realized, actually, apparently unicorns can only spawn on hallowed grass blocks. And if you take a look at the number of hallowed grass blocks I have in this world, there's one, and here's a couple. So that is my entire hallow for this entire world. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be getting holy arrows for this run. So yeah, I think that these are just going to be the weapons that I head to the destroyer fight with. So I suppose the next thing to do would be to get reforges on my weapons and then build that arena. So yeah, I'm gonna head over to the Gabo Man right now so I can get my reforges done, and then I'll just stay in for this part because you haven't seen reforging before. Click the reforge button, and now you give him all of your money. But I do have 7 platinum, so I can afford to really spend some. Unreal is the best bow reforge, but I'll take really whatever I think is just very good. I'll see you guys once I find something good. Okay, I got Demonic. Demonic is 16% damage. I don't really pay attention much to the stats. I just go straight for damage. So yeah, I'll see you guys once I find something for this Onyx Blaster 2. Okay, there we go. Ruthless and Demonic. So that's just straight damage modifiers on both of them. So these should be pretty solid weapons now for the Destroyer. I might actually just end up using the Onyx Blaster anyway. I said that I was going to go for the easiest setup where like I use whatever is best against the boss, but the Stormbow actually just isn't very good without piercing arrows on the Destroyer, so I might end up using the Onyx Blaster because of the area effect of the Dark Blast thing there. So yeah, the next thing on the list of stuff to do is actually to build a ginormous arena. So we probably got to do some deforestation first. So yeah, I'm gonna get a bunch of wood, and I'll see you guys over where I'm gonna build the arena. Of course, it's not real deforestation. I'm using the active regrowth, which means that whenever I chop something, it just instantly replants. You should be replanting your trees just to make sure that you don't run out of wood eventually. But that's why I use the active regrowth, because I'm way too lazy to be replanting things, so I have the game replant it for me. So yeah. Okay, so usually my intention for how I build an arena in a world is I just look for a nice flat area. Normally I'd probably build it out here, but the Crimson is right there, so I don't want to have my arena in the Crimson, so I'm probably going to end up making kind of an awkward arena. I'm going to build a platform out above this hill here, and then you just use this area as my arena. So yeah, I'll get the arena started on camera so you guys know how it works, and then I'll finish building off camera since it's going to be kind of another boring long bit. By the way, this is another moment where you want to be using planter boxes for your platforms, because planter boxes are just so much easier to build things out of. So yeah, I went over to the side area there and I built kind of a wide line. I'm sure you'll be able to see it on the map. No, it's completely invisible on the map. So if you look over here, you can see that this is approximately how wide I would make my mech arena. This might be even too long for some people's tastes, but this is how long I like my mech arena. And then you just build up. Since we have wings now, instead of making these platforms separated by 2 like build heights, I usually separate them by 3 build heights now. So I'll build up as far as I can, place a block out, as far as I can, place a block out, and I'll do that 3 times before I start building the first platform. And then I'll go up like maybe 4 or 5 platforms in all. So yeah, I'll see you guys once those are done. Okay, I built 4 platforms up, so I'm betting that will probably be enough to be fine for the Destroyer. So the biggest thing with the Destroyer is just get off the ground. If you remember when I was doing that panic arena from when the Destroyer naturally spawned, I just tried to get as far off the ground as I could, and the Destroyer actually couldn't hit me all that well. Even when I didn't have great equipment at all, I was still actually surviving pretty decently. So that's pretty much just how you want to go against the Destroyer. For the rest of the mechanical bosses, you can get by with just a very long platform. So if you really want to be extra careful, I would suggest taking your top platform and just extending it a long ways. But I doubt that I'm going to need that. So yeah, now that I've got everything set up and it's 4:08, I think I'm going to wait for 7:30 in game time, and then I'll summon the boss. So I'll see you guys then. I forgot to mention, you should also start placing in your useful like mid-arena items. So you're going to want a campfire, you're going to want a sunflower, you're going to want a heart lantern. I don't think I've actually mentioned the heart lanterns yet. So if you remember, when I was getting the 20 heart crystals, I got a couple extras. So here, you can grab a life crystal. You also need a chain. I don't remember how many chains, so I'm just going to grab them all. But you can use a chain and a heart crystal to make a heart lantern, and this increases your life regeneration, and it does it by a considerable amount too. So you want these things in pretty much every arena that you have. Do I have extra grass seeds? I believe I had grass seeds somewhere for arena building. Yeah, here they are. So 2 grass seeds, and then I'm going to bring over some dirt so I can make some grass for a sunflower. Wherever it is. I'll see you guys at the arena. Alright, everything's set up now. So I've got my heart lantern, I've got my campfire, I've got my sunflower. I also brought the cake with me actually. Since it only lasts 2 minutes, I'd rather turn it on while I'm in the arena already. So now I'll see you guys at 7:30 in-game time, because that's as soonest you can possibly start the boss. Alright, it's 7:30. I've never used the Daedalus Stormbow without holy arrows before, so I'll try it out with Jester's arrows first just to see if that's better than the Onyx Blaster, but afterwards, once I know which one's better, I'm just going to stick to that for the rest of the fight. So yeah, I'm going to get the fight started after I clear out this arena a little bit. There's a lot of enemies. And okay, so you can hit B to use all of your potions at once, and then I'll summon the worm. Where's my cake? There's the cake. So, cake, and start shooting. I can take a look at the health. How's it going down? Not very much. Take a look at the Daedalus Stormbow. How's it going down? That's considerably better. So I'll be using the Daedalus Stormbow, or at least until I run out of Jester arrows. Watch out for a lot of these probe heads, and check on your map for the Destroyer. I actually like using the, like, the kind of, I don't know what to call this map. It's kind of like a background map. So you can see, like here, you can see where the Destroyer's head is relative to you. So you just have to make sure that you never get hit by the Destroyer head, and you'll probably be fine for the fight. So just never, ever, 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 never get hit by the Destroyer head, and outside of that, you'll be fine. Make sure to try and pick up these hearts from the probes, too, because those probes tend to drop a lot of health, and that'll keep you alive very nicely. So, yeah, you can see now it's pretty much already half dead, which is very nice for me. Pretty much, I'm just going to continue doing this for the rest of the fight. I fly up, I hover my mouse over where I think it might be, and I tank all the lasers. This is part of the reason why I like having a lot of regeneration-based stuff in my setup. You see I have the regen band, I have the, well, actually that's all I have. I have just the regen band and a regeneration potion. But between those things, I'm not taking much damage at all from the Destroyer. Okay, I got a grapple there. I was about to take a head hit. You really don't want to get hit by the head at all, ever. I don't know how much more clear I can make that. So the tail is going to be moving away, so I can afford to come under here and just grab some hearts. I cannot afford to get under there and grab some hearts. I'm actually almost dead. That was a blunder. I have not fought the Destroyer in a little while, but it's already 3/4 dead, so it's looking like I'll still be able to win this, just be a bit closer than I was expecting. Those hearts are really coming in clutch. You can see how much health I get from those. And it's 6,000 health, 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, and dead. So yeah, when it dies, it actually spawns the loot directly on top of you, so I think I should have it somewhere. What's killing me? Ah. Well, that's fun. I don't know why there were so many enemies in my arena. Oh, and there's the loot bag down there. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a sec when I respawn. You know, for what I consider to be the easiest mech boss, that definitely was not easy. So, that does not bode well for the later bosses, but, I don't know, maybe it'll be fine? Who knows? One of the biggest reasons why I like to do Destroyer first, actually, is because of the Souls of Might that you get. So you'll see when I open this bag. So I got Night, Light, Flight. You can get Souls of Might from this, but what you can do now is you can go craft a post-mech weapon. So, of course, I can make the Excalibur, I can make all these neat things, but I can also... Wait. Yeah, I need Souls of Light. Okay, that's what I was forgetting. But if you go into crafting, show the guide your Souls of Might, you can make stuff. So we're going to need one of these for later. I'm going to want this for later. But this is what I'm after. I want the Light Disc. So the Light Disc is a very solid melee weapon, and it's good against single target, and it's good at a range. Which means that after you beat the Destroyer, you can actually swap back to melee. And I like swapping back to melee, because melee is easy. So yeah, as soon as I craft these Light Discs, I'm going to be shimmering my helmet to go back to the melee class. Actually, I think I might still have my melee helmet somewhere. I'll see about that. If I don't, I'll see you guys in hell so I can get those souls. Now that we've killed one of the 3 mech bosses, we're going to find some different enemies in hell now. So, of course, there's the regular demons and all that normal stuff. But the lava bats have been replaced with... the hell bats have been replaced with lava bats. And lava bats are pretty much just the same thing, but with more stats, and really not a threat. But the nice thing about... Oh, you can also find red devils. Red devils, unlike lava bats, are actually incredibly tanky and hit like a truck. So you really got to worry about these guys. But one nice thing about them is that when you kill them, they have a chance of dropping a fire wing, and you can get a fire feather, and you can make fire wings out of those, and those are very nice wings. So I'm going to be grinding out the Souls of Light while I'm down here, and if I just happen to get that feather, I'll use it. If I don't, I'm not going to go out of my way for it. Oh, by the way, so this mechanical wagon piece, I've completely ignored that so far. But when you kill each of the 3 mech bosses in expert mode, the expert accessory that you get is honestly kind of worthless. But what it does give you is it makes it so that what does it give you? Right, it gives you an upgraded minecart. So if you look in the equipment section, I have a minecart. So the minecart that it gives you makes it so that you shoot lasers at anything that your minecart gets towards, and it accelerates way faster. So it's a neat minecart. Honestly, I don't actually care for it all that much because the Hell card is immunity to lava, and immunity to lava is much more useful than damage because you can shoot anyway. So what good does extra damage do you? So I usually actually just immediately sell the expert like minecart thing just because the fire resistance is much better. Here's another red devil, so I'll kill this one on camera just for revenge after that last death. But yeah, after this I'm going to be coming back once I have, I believe, 26 souls of light in my inventory. Anyway, what I was trying to explain about those lava bats from earlier is actually the lava bats, they have a higher chance of dropping a magma stone. So if you didn't get a magma stone before the mechs, now is your time to get one after the mechs, because we are going to need one eventually, preferably 2. By the way, for the destroyer fight, you don't actually need the quiver or even a molten quiver. You don't need the molten quiver or a regular quiver. It's not strictly necessary, it's just useful. You can actually replace the quiver with the emblem and it works just as well. One other thing that you can do to make the mech bosses easier if you find yourself having trouble is actually to, instead of using adamantite armor, wait for rain, and then once it starts raining, kill ice golems. Ice golems are mini bosses, they're kind of tanky. But when you kill ice golems, they will drop a frost core, or maybe 2. I think it's only 1, but when you get 3 frost cores, you can upgrade your adamantite armor to frost armor, and frost armor is a hybrid melee ranger set that's really good. In my opinion, frost armor is straight up better than adamantite. It has less defense, but considerably better damage boosters. So I would suggest that you always go for frost if it happens to be raining. It just never happens to be raining in this world. Oh, we got another magma stone. That's really nice. So the first magma stone, of course, is in my molten quiver. I'm going to be shimmering that later to get my magma stone out of the molten quiver. But in the second magma stone, I will be shimmering the magma stone itself to turn it into a lava charm. So the lava charm is pretty much, you know, the hell cart that I have, the minecart that gives me lava resistance. That only works when I'm in the minecart. The lava charm you can get by shimmering a magma stone, and the lava charm actually is basically that lava resistance just always. So that's really nice to have. So yeah, I'll do that once I get back. Okay, we found a hallowed mimic. I'm gonna leave that hallowed mimic there for a little bit while I regenerate, but once I'm at max health, I'll kill that just for the, money. There's not really anything else I need from the hallowed mimic. The mimic drops are only useful for as long as you haven't killed one of the mechs yet. After you've killed a mech, then it's pretty worthless, actually. I mean, there's one drop from the Crimson Mimic that can carry you through Plantera, actually, which is the boss that's coming after the mechs, but I'm not going for that setup, so I'll probably just ignore the Crimson Mimic. Yeah. Oh, while I'm here, actually, I will craft the light discs. I have enough souls to make that now. I'm just getting extra souls because I'm going to need 9 to make the next 2 boss summons. While I'm here, shimmering all my stuff, take the magma quiver apart into the charm and into the magma stone and the quiver again. So now I've got a bunch of stuff back. Alright, so now I've got the light discs, which are a very nice weapon because, I mean, this doesn't exactly look like melee, but this is melee damage, and since melee just has the most stats, really, of any class, they've got high damage and high defense, so if you have any melee weapon that has range, you just automatically become overpowered, so yeah, I'm going to be sticking with these light discs for a long time. Alright, I actually just did a quick checkup, and it looks like that I'm actually finally done with souls grinding. I don't need to grind any more souls for the rest of this run. I mean, Night and Light. I'm going to have to grind some boss souls, but that's not nearly as bad as Night and Light, because they're, like, actually interesting. So, yeah, I won't be needing these souls anymore. I can put them away once I crash into the boss. Of course, if I just completely fail the next couple bosses, that'll also make me need to grind more souls, but, aside from the very real possibility of me failing miserably, I'm not going to have to grind any more boss souls. I first tried every boss this run. I kind of like to continue that trend, so, yeah. I think that it's probably a good time to go reforging again. I want to reforge all my accessories because clearly I was not playing all that well in that last boss fight, so I want to give myself a little bit more leeway with extra defense. So yeah, I'll see you guys once I get warding on everything. I just skipped warding. Oh, there we go. There's one. So warding gives 4 defense, and I watched a YouTube video. I think it was by Sorbet Cafe, is how you say it. But warding apparently is just extremely good. So I'm gonna be getting that. Yippee! And like, there's a reasoning why, but it's a very complex reasoning, so I don't know if I will be explaining it. But basically, what it's supposed to be is that 10 gold per reforge. Okay, Demon Wings can stay arcane, I guess. But the apparently defense gets stronger the more of it you have, so it's essentially an exponential increase instead of just a linear one. So it's better to go as high as you can with defense. You notice I've been using a ranger emblem this whole time. Now that I'm switching back over to melee, I'm going to shimmer my emblem, because you can actually shimmer the emblem to change the class that it is. So you can see it change to mage, but if you just shimmer it enough times, eventually you'll get to the class that you want. I believe it's going to go to summoner and then melee afterwards. There we go, there's the melee emblem. So this warrior emblem is going to be pretty much a staple piece of equipment for the rest of this run. So, I mean, I will eventually get rid of it for a first try, that's very nice. Eventually I will get rid of it for a destroyer emblem, probably, because the destroyer emblem is slightly better, but that won't be for a while. What am I doing right now? Prepping for the next boss. How rich am I? Am I rich? I might be poor. We'll see. 4 platinum. I spent 3 platinum on those reforges? Jeez. I didn't even reforge my light disc, too. So yeah, I'll go back and do a bit more reforging and see you guys in a sec. Oh, it's 20 gold per reforge! Okay, I'm not gonna go too hard on the reforges with this light disc. I cannot afford that. That is insane. Okay, hurtful, 10% damage. I'll take 10% damage. 10% damage is more than 0% damage. I will do the wings just a little bit. Okay, we got warding. Not too bad. I only spent like a half platinum on those 2 reforged things. The reason why I'm not doing my boots right now is actually because I do want to upgrade my boots before I go into the next boss fight. So, if you remember when I was in the jungle caves, I said I wanted an anklet of the wind. I know that was a really long time ago, so I'll tell you guys don't even remember anymore. But the anklet of the wind is used to upgrade your specter boots to the next upgrade to lightning boots. And normally lightning boots is where I stop, but this run I just didn't get an anklet of the wind for some reason, so I'm actually going to come back to the jungle cave and just explore until I find an anklet of the wind. It'll also be useful because I'm going to have to find a big temple down here eventually, so I might as well look for the temple while I'm finding the anklet. So yeah, I'll see you guys once I find the anklet or the temple. Oh, actually, I just remembered something. So, if you remember a while ago I got a Star Fury. This isn't a strictly necessary thing to get, but the Star Fury is actually really good for caving, and I'll show you guys in a sec when I'm back at the jungle. So if you look on my screen right now, pretty much everywhere except for right on me is pitch black. But when you have the Star Fury will go to your pointer. If there's nothing at your pointer, it'll just go to the highest point. But if there's something at your pointer, then it will actually head to the ground that's there. So you can just kind of hover your mouse around the screen and you can find caves even if you had no good way of seeing them otherwise. So the Star Fury is a really good way for finding underground things. It's actually probably one of the best ways of finding the shimmer, I just realized. That's an interesting connection. I wonder why I've never made that before. So yeah, I'll see you guys once I've used the Star Fury to find either the temple or a anklet of the wind. Oh, we found a fiberglass fishing pole. That's neat. Fiberglass fishing poles is one of the best fishing poles you can get for no major work, because fishing is actually kind of an intensive thing in Terraria. So the fiberglass fishing pole is one of the best ratios of not much work to high fishing power that you can get. I grabbed it for no real reason, because I'm not actually going to go fishing in this world, but it's, I don't know, maybe someday I'm going to feel like it. Maybe if it turns out that the final boss, the Moonlord, is too hard for me, I'll go fishing for some of the overpowered potions. And, but when I say overpowered potions, I'm talking about the Endurance, Wrath, and Rage potions. Those potions are extremely good, and, I don't know, I just don't like them. They're too good. You shouldn't be required to use a potion to get through a boss, so I just try and go basic on my potions. Plus, I don't like fishing. So that's another reason why I go basic with my potions when I'm boss hunting. You can see that wire setup on the top of my screen here. This is a very extremely dangerous chest. You open the chest and you die. So you gotta be really careful with those. You can typically spot them even without the wire vision when you look for many dart traps around a chest. So like you see this chest, and you can see a dart trap next to it, and you can see 2 boulder traps up here. So if you spot boulder traps and dart traps next to a chest, you know there's going to be death in this chest. But there is actually a way of getting around it. So what you gotta do is you go underneath the chest, so right now underneath is right here, and then you dig out all of the explosives. I don't know what fancy stuff happened with this chest, but there appears to be no explosives underneath of it for some reason, so I can actually just straight up open it as long as I'm underneath. But make sure, very sure, to be under the chest, because if you are under the chest, the dart trap can't reach you, and the boulders can't reach you. So I'll open this, and watch me not die. And I didn't die. So, you have to be very careful when opening those chests, but it is openable without, you know, instantly getting annihilated. So I'll grab this spawner for some extra gold. I can just use that for, I don't know, like 20-ish gold, I think it is. Spawn the boss, kill the boss, sell the loot, that kind of thing. But, yeah, that probably wasn't worth all the effort of explaining, but, yeah. Those chests can be pretty helpful in early game. You just gotta remember to look out for not getting annihilated by them. Those explosives will practically one-tap you, though, so no matter what stage of the game you're in, you really don't want to be opening those for no reason, or just you don't want to be opening those for no reason. Another fiberglass full, huh? So it appears my inventory is full. Actually, giant turtles have a rare chance of dropping a very important item, which is called it's called a turtle shell. I want to make sure I have inventory space for that, so I'm going to clear out my inventory a bit. You get them at like a relatively low drop rate from giant turtles, and you use that to make some pretty solid melee armor. You're gonna need, if you're going melee, you absolutely need to get 3 turtle shells. So I just recommend that whenever you're doing some farming in the jungle, make sure you have an open inventory spot. Apparently the enemies do like hundreds of damage down here, which is certainly fun. I didn't realize I was so not tanky, even though I have a melee with 72 defense. That kind of surprised me. Like I got hit by some random spider and it just annihilated my health. I hope that this one doesn't end up dropping a giant turtle shell because it's in lava, so I really wouldn't want to get that, but it didn't. So that's convenient for me. You can see this is a marble biome. In marble biomes you can find hoplites and medusas. Medusa are kind of annoying. They can turn you to stone, and that's just a nuisance, really. They do actually have a chance to drop a pocket mirror, which is a useful item for crafting the Ankh shield, but that's not a strictly necessary item, so if I don't get the items by chance, I'm not going to bother. I just remembered, actually. Since we're swapping back to melee, and we have access to Ichor now, it's a pretty good time to kill a queen bee. I know we're meant to kill the queen bee, like, around the time of Skeletron, which is a long time ago by this point, but there's an NPC that I want to move in, and it won't move in until after I've killed a queen bee, so next time I see a bee nest, I'll just pop in there and annihilate a queen bee quickly. Oh, hey, up there. Right here is a little box I trapped myself in to regenerate one of those times. That's kind of a neat little memory. I grabbed some water walking boots out of a water chest I found just a second ago. This water chest down here. Water walking boots are not really useful themselves, but they're useful for a boot upgrade if I ever happen to get the extra items. Like if I find myself that I've got all but one of the extra items that I need, then I'll grab the extra boots. So, I'm almost dead, dang. But you can see here, this is a fully set up death chest. So there's 3 explosives down here, 2 dart traps, and 4 boulders. So yeah, you really can never try to open that chest from above ground, or you're just gonna get annihilated. So you dig through underground here, and then you break all of these explosives. It's much easier to do when you have the wire vision, because you can just look and see the explosives, the wires. But when you don't have wire vision, you just dig a straight line under the chest for as long as it goes, and then click on the chest, and you pray that you don't explode. Okay, I opened the chest, and I didn't explode. So, yeah, that's pretty much just how it goes when you're opening these chests. It's always kind of a risk to open them, but, hey, loot is loot. I'm almost dead. Dang. Oh, dang, there's a moth there! So, moths have a chance of dropping an item that you can use to make better wings out of, and I would have liked to upgrade my wings about now. By the way, you'll notice that I was very careful to well, I didn't say it, but I very much intentionally avoided the underground hard mode jungle until after I had gotten post-mech weapons. Well, post-mech weapon. That's because the moss hornets and the turtles and the angry trappers here are menaces, and you really just don't want to be near them until you have good weaponry. So I can pretty much run around as I please right now, but if I had been here with my previous weapon, like the Onyx Blaster, I would be dead many times over. Some Mimic down here. I'm hoping for a Titan Glove finally, hopefully, maybe, because I really need a Titan. Okay, another Philosopher's Stone. I need a Titan Glove for accessory I'm going to craft later on, and it's pretty important for melee, so I really do want that. There's another dead man's chest over there. Let's grab that for no reason. I love risking my life. So, there's one of the explosives. Another explosive on this side. A third explosive over here. I believe that's all the explosives. So, open the chest and hope I don't die. Hey, I didn't die. That's fun. I really don't know why I'm risking my life like that. I probably shouldn't be. Oh, hey, there's another one. Did someone say risking my life again? I already got a staff of regrowth. I put that in my axe of regrowth. So, there's only one explosive in this one. That's kind of neat. So there's one here, and then this is an empty spot. I believe I can just open this and not die. Hey! So there we go. That's another bit of extra loot. Kind of nice. Oh, there's a Mimic down here. That's very nice. I'm much more excited about the Mimic. Mimics give you a lot of money. Okay, I got a precise Star Cloak. Star Cloak is not useful to me. Some people really like it. I don't. I mean, it's pretty solid. It's a good item. It just doesn't fit into any individual build. You can build specifically around the Star Cloak, but I'm usually building more around my weapon instead of an individual accessory. So, I pretty much never end up using it in my runs. Very high up. 4 boulder traps. Ooh, okay. Oh, so yeah, I'll see you guys once I find that. Anklet of the Wind and the temple. Oh, wait, I just saw the temple there. Actually, you can see it right here. So this yellow glowy bit, that is the temple altar, but you can see more directly right next to me. This brick is completely unmineable to me right now. I won't be able to mine this no matter what pickaxe I had. Even if I had spent the extra titanium to make a titanium pickaxe, I would not be able to mine this stuff. So this is the temple. I mean, it's going to be where I fight the boss after the boss after the boss after the boss. So I'm going to fight 2 more mechs, and then I'm going to fight the, wait, this temple? Oh, the corner of the temple perfectly aligns with this minecart rail. That's kind of neat. I kind of like digging out the outline of the temple, so I'll probably do that about now. So, yeah, I'll see you guys once this outline is cleared. Plus, while I'm digging this outline, I have a slight chance of finding the, Anklet of the Wind. Another reason I like to dig these outlines is actually because while you're digging the outline, you can find, the entrance to the temple itself. Because, of course, since you can't break through this, you better find the natural entrance. So there's only one natural entrance, and you're going to have to find it with, just by digging around until you find it. It's always on one of the top 2 sides, though. Top left, top right, one of them. So, yeah, I'll see you guys there. Oh yeah, by the way, I don't think I've mentioned this, but there's also this chlorophyte ore right here, which is this green stuff. I also can't mine that, but I will be able to mine that relatively soon. Once I kill the other 2 mechanical bosses, I'll get a better pickaxe, and that better pickaxe will be able to mine chlorophyte, which is going to give me a whole bunch of major upgrades to my equipment. Dang, this temple's way bigger than I realized, actually. Like, if you look on the map here, that's really tall. Most temples I find are not this huge. Actually, I think I saw on the minimap there that there was the entrance to the temple. Oh, wait. The entrance to the temple is at that granite biome from earlier. That's crazy. I didn't realize that I was so close to the temple earlier. This is a huge temple, man. This is going to be kind of annoying to actually traverse because most of the time when you're going through the temple, it's not so bad because it's relatively short, but this thing looks like it's going to be ginormous, or if it's not ginormous, it's going to have a lot of blank space in the middle. I guess we'll see about that once I'm actually in. This is the entrance, by the way. You cannot enter no matter what state. Well, you can enter at some point in the game, but not right now. You can see I need a key. I'll get that key from the boss that comes after the mechs. I went back to base, by the way, and put on a Spelunker potion so I can look for chests a little bit better. And there's Blood Moon. That's neat. Well, the Blood Moon isn't really useful to me at this stage of the game. The Blood Moon's kind of been useless to me all game, actually. The Blood Moon, I think, only has really good items for one class, and that's Summoner. This is not a Summoner run. This is far from a Summoner run, but, yeah. So since I'm not Summoner, I'm pretty much going to be ignoring that Blood Moon that just happened. Oh, I got a Life Fruit. So, after you've killed a mech boss, and usually you wait until after you've killed all the mech bosses, but you can get Life Fruits, and Life Fruit are, exactly like Heart Crystals, except 1/4 the effectiveness. But it is still worth getting because, of course, you get an extra 100 health, so I can go from 400 to 500 health, and that's worth quite a bit. So, it is good to get Life Fruit, just whenever really it suits you. So, yeah, I'll be gathering those, I guess, very slowly as I wait. By the way, since they are fruit, technically, they grow pretty much wherever they want to, so you can actually make farms for them, and you can, you can just wait like AFK for a while in your world, and they should spawn a couple extra just because they grow naturally. So that is one way of going about getting them. I'm just, playing the game, and eventually I'll find them. One neat little tip that I have for exploration is if you find a granite or a marble biome, even if granite and marble isn't what you're looking for, I advise you go through it because just the open space makes you more likely to find stuff on the other side that you're going to need. It's kind of like caving in Minecraft versus strip mining. When you're strip mining in Minecraft, you're only uncovering a couple blocks at a time, but in caving, you're uncovering lots of blocks at a time. So, when you're going through a marble biome or a granite biome, you're kind of uncovering lots of blocks at once just by seeing. But when you're, going through a regular cave, you tend to not see as much stuff at once. Oh, we finally got our first turtle shell after all that time. Oh, here's a bee biome. I think that now is probably a good time to just annihilate the queen bee. I've probably got enough time. I'm gonna quickly toss a bunch of items and then kill a queen bee. I want to be able to actually pick up her drops, It's probably not exactly required, but I just want to. Even in expert mode, since we've kind of completely out-leveled the queen bee, I won't have to worry about dying at all. I'll just put on the obsidian shield for convenience. I don't really need the extra damage. So yeah, fight time. Here's the bee. You can see even with her hardest hitting attack, she only does 3 damage to me, so there's pretty much no way she's gonna kill me. And just like that, she's dead. So yeah, I'm gonna head to the surface right now, because there's a couple minutes left in night, like I think 3-ish minutes, and I can kill a couple of these suspicious looking eyes that I got while I was out. Where's spawn? Oh, over there. Right through my NPC houses, huh? Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna be killing this. I'm just gonna kill eyes until morning comes, so I'll see you guys then. Well then, I just annihilated 5 eyes of Cthulhu in a row, and that took like about a minute. That's kind of fun. These Blood Moon enemies are probably gonna be a nuisance to my home NPC, so I think I'm actually gonna head out to the one of the outpost biomes so I can not deal with the Blood Moon enemies. Like down here, it should probably be pretty safe. Plus, the Goblin Tinkerer is a very happy NPC, so I can probably sell to him for some pretty good prices. So yeah, I'll see you guys once all this stuff is sold. By the way, I got a beekeeper out of the queen bee loot bag. The beekeeper is not the greatest sword in the game. I actually don't like it at all, but it's useful for a later crafting recipe. It's actually not useful until after you've beaten the game, technically, but I will keep it just so I can make that crafting recipe once I'm done. And actually, while I'm down here, I just remembered something. You can shimmer a couple of your items for permanent... Oh, I got confusion. I hate the confusion effect. I'm literally just going to stand here until this wears off, so I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, confusion's gone. So what I just remembered is that you can actually get a permanent buff by tossing a life fruit and a heart crystal into the shimmer. So like when you toss a life fruit in, you get an Aegis fruit, and eating this will give you a permanent... What is it? I think it's 5 defense? 4 defense. 4 defense isn't bad. So yeah, and then you can get another one for tossing in a life crystal. So I'll kind of just explore around the caves around here so I can see if there's a life crystal nearby, so I don't have to, bother going back home to grab one. No? Alright, so I'm gonna head back to the base and grab a heart crystal so I can, shimmer that. Oh, it's morning now too, so I don't have to worry about, oh, platinum for that, that's crazy. I forget how much money you get from killing bosses and expert. Heart crystal, yes, okay. So, see you guys in a second when I'm back at the shimmer. And Shimmered Heart Crystal gives me this, permanently boosts life regeneration, which is very nice. So now I'll heal faster, I believe. I don't think it actually gives you permanent, like, regeneration, where, like, even when you're not at the time when you're supposed to regenerate, you regenerate health. I think it just makes your natural regeneration better. So, yeah. What am I doing right now? I should probably start gearing up for the next mech boss. It's been an hour and a half. Dang. I think perhaps what I'll do to finish off this episode is I'll get a Titan glove so I can make that mechanical glove. And once I've made the mechanical glove, then I can have my full kit set up for the next mechanical bosses. So yeah, I'll see you guys. Well, I'm gonna go underground right now and build like a mimic farm. And once I've gotten the Titan glove out of the mimic farm, then I'll see you guys. Oh, also another thing. I'm probably gonna get the Anklet of the Wind off screen. So I'm just gonna, scour the jungle until I find it. So, yeah, that too. Oh, this is, the Witch Doctor has arrived. The Witch Doctor is the NPC that I was trying to get to move in from killing the Queen Bee. The Witch Doctor will only move in after you've killed the Queen Bee, so I'm glad that he just moved in right now. I'll probably set up my jungle NPC houses. Witch Doctor. Wait, where is he? He's not gonna teleport over because it's daytime, so I gotta kind of just naturally find him. Where did he teleport to? He's on the top floor of the home base, so I'll head over there. So, the Witch Doctor, he sells mainly summon-based items, but there is one thing that you can get from it that's very useful for melee, that is the imbuing station. And the imbuing station, oh, can I place this on top? Oh, I can't, that sucks. Okay, so if you use the imbuing station, you can craft flasks, and those will apply to your melee weapons. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to grab, I believe it's Ichor and a water bottle. Water bottle? Yeah. And then you can craft a flask. Really, if you really want to, you can do this from near the beginning of the game, and you can use like fire flasks to set things on fire. But I don't know, that just doesn't seem like enough to be worth going out of your way for. But the Ichor flask is definitely worth it, because remember the Ichor, it decreases your defense by a lot. So I can just do that Ichor, but for enemies. So honestly, I'm just gonna craft all of these Ichor flasks. This is probably overkill for the rest of the game. I will probably never need another Ichor flask. I'll probably never need to craft another Ichor flask after that. So yeah, I'll see you guys once I either have the Anklet of the Wind or the Titan Glove. By the way, I was just doing some random exploring around and I found a climbing claw, so I can combine that with my shoe spikes to make tiger climbing gear. This is a solid early game accessory, but once you get to late game, you can actually craft it with something to make these things, to make a Master Ninja gear. It's actually a pretty good accessory, even for like end game stuff. I'll probably use it to replace my Shield of Cthulhu once I get it, actually. But it's not strictly necessary, but if you do get it, it is very nice to have, so I'll be keeping that around. I mean, I'll keep the tiger climbing gear around, just in case. Something kind of funny about this run. So if you remember, I said that my intention was that I was going to make this run be the first time I ever try to manually farm potion ingredients. But then I kind of just didn't need to, because like all the combat potions I needed to make, I just happened to have the plants for already. So I guess what I've learned from this run is you don't really need to actually farm ingredients. You just have to make sure that you grab them when you see them, and you'll end up with enough. So yeah, it's a pretty neat little thing. You know, I was thinking about just the way that items are in Terraria. I remember that grenades actually do kind of insane damage, and you can throw them pretty quickly. Their only real weakness is range. Of course, range is a big weakness when you're talking about bosses. But I realized that perhaps you could go for a tanky ranger build where you just walk up to a boss, space tank them, and spam grenades. Because, like, I think I remember that Ranger is the second tankiest class in the game after Melee. So if you were going to be a tank with anything that isn't Melee, it would be Ranger. So perhaps there's some viability to just base tanking a boss and then tossing grenades. Oh wait, you can hurt yourself. But I still think that there's some viability to that. So maybe in one of my future runs, I'll just try that, where you just straight up use grenades for all of your weaponry until like nearly endgame. That would be kind of an interesting little run idea. Hey, there's a Yelitz. Yelitz is a rare melee weapon that you can get from killing underground jungle enemies. It actually might be from surface enemies too, I can't remember. But it's like a pretty solid melee yo-yo. It's just that it's not as consistent as the light discs. Like if you look at the way that it works, this is it. It's not got very much range. It's got less range than the light discs. It's also got a smaller hitbox, so it's harder to hit things with it. And on top of that, I don't think it hits as often. Of course, it hits harder, but just the sheer fact that there's not as much range and it's harder to use makes it not worth going for in my book. That kind of leads back into what I was saying earlier about yo-yos just never really being the best weapon for their stage of the game. Oh, hey, I got my second turtle shell. Hey, I got a depth meter from killing a bat. That's kind of neat. The depth meter is, well, it tells you your depth. So, I'm hoping that someday I'm going to be able to craft the GPS where I'll be actually able to see all of my coordinates for building with. And I suppose one nice thing about being down here is that I'm getting a bunch of life fruit out of this. I mean, usually when I'm fighting the mech bosses, I've actually not got any life fruit at all. I don't even bother with them until after the mech bosses are done. Even in Master Mode, I didn't do that, but, for here, I guess I'll go into the next fight with almost full health, I guess. I'm just about to die, so it's probably a good time to start chugging some of these life fruits. So I'll just bop. You can see here that my hearts turn golden when I have a life fruit. I'll probably eat all but one of them so I can keep one inventory spot open for them so that they can stack there and I don't have to worry about inventory management. But yeah, so I think that's what, I think it's 8 of my hearts now are golden, which is pretty nice. And this is going to be a 9th one. Oh, I did not see that spider at all. So, that's 45 gold that I'm never getting back. Oh, hey, we got a tattered B-Wing. That's pretty nice. So the tattered bee wing can be used to craft better wings than I have right now. Oh, finally, another ivy chest. Maybe there's something that I actually need in here, and by something I mean an anklet of the wind. Hopefully, someday, maybe, possibly, here, hopefully, maybe. Hey! That was a long search. So, yeah. That's enough Terraria footage for one episode.